Hello there everyone, it's HeroicLegend here. We're back exactly where we left off. Felix about to show this individual just why you don't mess with Felix. Oh cool, he still has the ninja posing and such.
Alright, next.
That's my son. Hey, sir, can I ask you a question? Nah, you don't want to be asking anything right now. That's fine. Really? He has a Yi to implement? Ugh. Well, truth be told, the only ones left to move around are, you know, the good folks. Ugh, I need them moving. I need them moving. Smote. They'll be fine there. Yeah, the horses are the ones that are having trouble right now. You're not gonna hit Felix for that much. And actually, I feel a little bit better for moving Ash up a bit. Okay. What?
You made Lady Rhea hurt. I'll never forgive you.
Cyril, you don't know what the hell's going on.
I know just the thing.
Oh, he used assembly. Wait, did he just... No! The javelin broke! Oh, finally! It's been recorded! I can show it to my brother!
You haven't earned my pity.
Oh, I have never gotten that to work when Jamer's been watching. Never. Not once.
I will keep making progress.
And sure enough, it's Felix too. He just really wanted to be in his normal clothes when he did it, I guess. Yeah, I'm a roar because I'm a big old dragon bee. Ooh, stand right there. Stand right there. Stand right there. Oh, Cyril, I wish I could say I'm sorry.
Get away from Lady Rhea.
But you're a little bit too busy being blind. Ooh, that was a bad idea.
What's my strategy?
Huh, that's weird. I don't see where he gets that evasion from. And I missed twice? Nah.
I'll cut a bloody path.
For the Empire.
Get away from Lady Rhea.
Marvel at our strategy.
Lady Rhea.
Friggin' bring it, my guy.
What's my strategy?
Give her back. Give back my mother.
It's time.
Oh, Lordy Lou, this is how we fight? This is what we doing right now.
My orders?
Ash is too fragile right now.
I'd be honored.
I'm gonna need you to provide support for Felix.
I do this for all of you.
Ready for anything.
Wait, I'm sorry, sir. Oh, you're mobile. And that is an almost definite chance to hit.
More fighting.
I'm awake.
I was trusted to protect.
Yeah, and you failed Dimitri, Gilbert.
Don't worry, Father. More fighting.
Trust me when I say I didn't want that.
I do this for all of us.
Ready for anything.
Actually, I should have moved.
I'll cut
that
through.
in. You know what? Hey, Felix, let's double back a bit.
For the Empire.
I'll cut a bloody path. Our power is yours. It's life or death.
We do not have much movement left.
I'd be honored.
I have to be very
My
careful.
orders?
What's my strategy?
What's my strategy? How about we just go punch her? That's been working out very well for us. Yeah, let's just punch her. God, why do you feel so fragile? Oh, from the left, too. Don't do it.
I'll do my best.
Come within burning range, please.
Her will demands it.
Alright, Hubert's fine. That'll take her out, but that potentially leaves Leone at risk.
I see that the years have not cured you. You still wish to hurt and betray my mother and myself.
Shut up. Oh, it goes first. It goes. It's like a brave bow. That's my girl. Oh, dope.
Prepare yourself.
Get dunked! You ain't long for this world, Rhea. I'm about to get out of here without even frickin' touching a hair on Catherine nor Annette. Oh, wait a minute. What that did? Oh, Jesus! I just meant to go to the next height. Oh, jeez. Okay, so first things first. Y'all got dunked on. You guys really think you're gonna get away from these two?
I will see this war through.
How foolish. And yeah, you only didn't die because Felix was using his sword. He was now.
It was meant to be.
Oh, Eurit's has been waiting for this. Ooh, 5 hits, Leone. Let's go. Well, 4 hits.
So it's true. You don't value human life at all. Isn't that right, Immaculate One?
Nonsense! Fools who do not accept their own sins are undeserving of salvation. You humans are the ones who betrayed. You betrayed me, and you betrayed my mother!
I did not betray you or her. I never believed in you from the beginning. We won't hold back!
Okay, Hubert needs to be healed. Okay. Go for it. And that's if I can get a crit. Not get hit. Didn't get hit. Crit. Crit. There it is. Who but can't move?
Well done.
Okay. Everything is okay right now. A little terrified, I'm not gonna lie. This is also known as problems are arising. Woo!
Really good, huh?
You are not touching my kids.
I'll be home again soon.
Alright, Jeralt, I know you want to be in here.
Shall I help?
Hey, make it easy on your teacher. Thank you, Gilbert.
It is.
Oh! Big hit. Did she really backflip? Wait. You know what? End it. I did not realize I gave her a second turn. Wow. Okay. We did it. We got through without killing Annette and Catherine, but we had to take down Cyril and Gilbert. Wow. I didn't even plan that out, but it couldn't have happened better, huh?
When humanity stands strong, and people reach out for each other, there's no need for gods. Rhea, your reign of tyranny is over. The time has come. I'm ending this once and for all! Is it over?
Wait, what? Hold up. Oh, snap. Damn it, don't look! It's spoilers! Wait, what? I have a couple questions. Just a couple. But I will save those for now because...
A rising flame was alight as the flow of time carved a new history for Fodlan. With the fall of Ferdiad, the Holy Kingdom of Fargus and the Church of Seiros both vanished into the people's memories. Fodlan was finally one unified nation, under the rule of Emperor Edelgard and the Adrestine Empire. Embracing her newfound power, Edelgard could at last set about destroying Fodlan's entrenched system of nobility and rebuild a world free from the tyranny of crests and status. Yet, beneath the surface, an unseen and silent struggle began to take shape. From her seat of power, Edelgard could at last wage war on those who slither in the dark.
Oh my god, it is the actual...
The children of the goddess have been defeated at last. The shape of the world will be forever changed.
It is. This is the last episode of the Let's Play. Holy crap.
Humanity is free now. The world is ours once again. Can you believe it? True. There is still much to be done. We can't ignore the possibility that our enemies will resurface one day. In the end, the fate of this world depends on the choices we make. I don't know what the future holds, but come what may, will you stay by my side? You chose to protect me at the Holy Tomb. Will you choose me again? What I'm trying to say is, I need you. You called me Elle. That means more than I can say. And this ring, it's lovely. Thank you, my dearest friend. I will happily accept it.
Oh, it's gonna be adorable.
I must admit, I feared my feelings would be unrequited. So long as I had you by my side, it never mattered how many enemies I amassed. You were all I needed.
You were off in the background like, seriously?
All this time, I longed to share my feelings with you, and it seems you wished for the same. Now, our wishes have come true. This feeling, it's overwhelming. I promise the same. Together we can achieve anything. We will crush those who slither in the dark, and restore peace and order to Fodlan. I will then find a suitable successor, and hand over the reins of the Empire. When all that is done, it will be just the two of us. I look forward to starting our life together in the light of a glorious new dawn. Yes, that is all we can do for now. We must remain focused on our goals. To think that I may truly call you my partner and equal now. The solitary reign of Edelgard has come to an end. From now on, we walk this path together. With time and care, the darkness shrouding this world will be lifted. You and I will become the light that shines over Fodlan, just as you have shined upon my life.
Aww. But wait, we need to see if it truly is. Wait for it. There it is! We finished! Oh my god, we beat Fire Emblem before 2020! Oh, Jesus, it has been a long journey. A very long journey. I believe... Oh, we almost hit 100 episodes. I'm actually a little shocked at that. It's my first Let's Play on the Switch, so that's a real fun accomplishment. Whew. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. A large part of what was... I wish I could have planned it better. So, I should inform you all right now, Friday's videos are either going to be randoms or non-existent because I'm taking the rest of the year off. But tish. But no, next week is going to be obviously Christmas and New Year's, and you know, Jamer's birthday, of course. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So, I would rather I spend that time with family and celebrating. So Friday might be a random, but it might be something good. I might include Jamer too. But Jesus, I cannot describe to you the feelings this game gave me. And just how heartbreaking it is. Because even though I've seen this all before in a different path, and I've done things in a different path, it doesn't stop the fact that this game, just wow. And I have spent countless hours with Jamer trying to figure out, is there a route where the church and the Empire can be at peace? Is there a route where the Empire and the Kingdom can be at peace? I have beaten two of the four routes, technically. Because there's still Crimson Flower, but without Edelgard. And I'm curious what that path looks like. Because that's basically enemies potentially on all sides. Either that or we go to Dimitri's side, and Dimitri's just like, brr. I don't know how that path looks. I really am curious about it. I might do that off screen though. Anyway, the couples, or Anna, the traveling merchant. Anna's business savvy proved to be a great asset in post-war reconstruction of Garrick Mach. Once the restoration was complete, he disappeared from the area completely. Ellis Hills was a mysterious merchant passed on in every corner of the world for centuries to come. Some say she continues her travels even to this day, eternally peddling her wares and in ever search of the next lucrative opportunity. 57 battles in, 33 victories she was part of. Yes! Felix and Lysithea. After the war, Felix abandoned the noble title and chose to make a living with his sword. He traveled the land seeking battles if he had a death wish, but a violent path came to an end when he happened upon Lysithea, who had been living in a small house in the middle of nowhere with her parents. Seeing her condemned to live a short life but smiling and making the most of every day with her family, convinced Felix that life was precious. He gave up the sword to join her, and the two spent their lives baking sweets. Lysithea's recipe became known far and wide, and the tree became a tradition for the people of that region. Oh! It's so freaking cute! The father of Christology and the divine songstress, Manuela and Hanuman. After the war, Hanuman and Manuela held a grand wedding ceremony to which all of the many students were invited. Later, after the church transformed and rehabilitated under the supervision of the Empire, the Officers' Academy finally reopened with new focus on accepting students regardless of status and offering classes on a wider variety of practical subjects. Hanuman and Manuela returned to work as teachers, almost as nothing had changed, and filled the halls with missed that. I can go see it again. Yuritsa! After the war of Fodlan, Yuritsa threw himself fully into the struggle against those who slither in the dark, this which masked by the likeness of death itself. He laid waste to his enemies with a scythe, and terrified friend and foe alike. When it was all over, he stole away in secret and vanished without a trace. His whereabouts thereafter have been the subject of much conjecture. Yuritsa, my boy. I love that! 1, 2, 3 battles, 69 victories! The Bladebreaker 2 and Family Man. Leone joined up with the mercenaries formerly led by Jeralt, and as his greatest apprentice, she quickly took on a leadership role and eventually inherited the new title of Bladebreaker. No matter where she went, however, she was burned with Jeralt's unpaid tavern tabs. Angry with Alois for putting the debts upon her, she went to see him with the injection forcing him to pay half the debt. When she arrived, she found a suntanned Alois happily lounging after a day's hard work on the family farm. Leone found herself unable to go through it. She did become a world-renowned mercenary, but she spent the whole of her career paying off her debt. That's awesome. I love it, dude. Alois gets to go home and be with his family and just be happy, dude. And Leone's just like, damn it, Alois! Lynn, Hart, and Marianne, the sleepy crest scholar and the survivor of the curse. Marianne returned home to a warm welcome from her adopted father, who recognized her wisdom and skill and began to groom her as a successor. Meanwhile, Linhart abandoned his own claim and happened to choose Margrave Edmund's territory at the site with which to continue his crest research. Edmund took a liking to Linhart and approved wholeheartedly when the scholar and his daughter expressed their wish to marry. As Edmund's successors, the couples combined Linhart's brilliance and Marianne's practical wisdom to bring an abundance to the people. Oh, that's so good. She deserved a happy life. Okay, Queen of Bridget and Arrow of Justice. Petra took Ash with her to her homeland to Bridget, where she inherited the throne from her grandfather. With Ash's guidance, she established an Order of Knights and used that order to declare independence from Fodlan and renegotiate diplomatic ties on more equal terms. Over years of reforming diplomatic and military policy together, Petra and Ash fell in love and eventually were married. The people of Bridget warmly embraced the union. It is said that the name of the knightly order, the Blue Sun, was born of their mutual love of swimming in the sea. Ah, it's so fucking cute! The Emperor's confidant and the distant archer. As a confidant to Edelgard, Hubert disposed of the head of every burden facing his Emperor by any means necessary, and excelled at working in the shadows, supporting him from the front lines with the former mercenary Shamir, who commanded the Emperor's elite troops. When the two married, they appeared from the outside to be little more than a lord of the Empire and his dutiful wife. In reality, their nights were filled with fierce combat against rebels, assassins, and those who slither in the dark. It is reported that one of them was known to often state that to find love between life and death is a gift. It is unknown which of the two actually spoke these words. It's so perfect! It's so freaking perfect! I love it! And Hubert, my boy, one of my shining boys, 209 battles, 114 victories. The hot-headed general and the devoted heart. In recognition of his achievements during the war, Caspar was given the title of Minister of Military Affairs in the new Adressian Empire. Though his command developed a reputation for occasional recklessness, he proved an able leader, guiding his troops to overcome countless obstacles. In his personal life, he began to spend a great deal of time with Dorothea, who had returned to the Millefranc Opera Company after the war. With her efforts brought the opera house to the peak of its resurgence. It is said that Dorothea relinquished her position as a songstress in order to retire with Caspar. They are rumored to have spent the rest of their lives together. Oh! There it is, the noblest of nobles and the eternal loner. No longer alone, but Bernie! After the war, Bernadetta renounced her claim to House Varley. She married Ferdinand, the new Duke Eyre, and the Duke contributed to the relief efforts by instituting reforms across the dukedom. Due to the success of the policies, Ferdinand was offered the position of Prime Minister by the Emperor. He accepted leaving the management of the Eyre territory to his wife. While he worked to apply their ideals to the Empire at large, since Ferdinand does not like to leave home, Ferdinand's life involved a lot of travel from the capital, but it's always said that he always embarked on his return home with a smile on his face because his beautiful wife was waiting there for him. Oh, it's so cute! And finally, the wings of Hedgemon and the Flame Emperor. Levin and Edelgard ended the tyranny of the godlike being. Levin was wounded and lost the power of the progenitor god, but it mattered not, as he and Edelgard had each other. To ensure lasting peace, the two fought against those who sizzle in the dark, to ensure a society where people can rise and fall by their own merits. They spent their lives reforming the antiquated class system. They achieved much in their time together, and it said that they were sometimes spotted leaving the palace to privately enjoy the world they had created. How they spent those precious moments, none but the two of them will ever know. And that is Fire Emblem Three Houses, the Black Eagle path. I'm sure a lot of people took this path in the beginning, and there are some few things I would like to say in regards to the Blue Lion house, because I played that one first, and then... Okay, in order to not get freaking copywritten, just like what happened with, Dragon Quest, I'm gonna actually pause this right here to skip. It's just the credits, I assure you. But I do see a lot of people talking about how after doing Blue Lion, when they've finished Black Eagle, they can't help but feel like it's kind of messed up. And I can see how you would think that, but the big thing that people have to remember is... You should have picked Golden Deer first. No. The big thing that people have to remember is the church's old ways are going to be abolished in Blue Lion. You, the player, are going to become the new Archbishop. And Sedef and Flayn are going to be by your side. Catherine's going to be by your side if you make the right choice. Otherwise, she goes to protect Rhea forever. All your... let's call them problems with the church will be abolished by you, because you, the player, will get to choose what happens. So, if you're the Archbishop, you get to make the change with Dimitri's full support. And it is very unfortunate that the Blue Lion story ended the way it did. But ultimately, even though Fodlan is once again united under one banner, and that's the Kingdom banner at this point, the most important thing to note is that it is still under a ruler who was being guided by legitimately one of the people who, well, by Dimitri, who, if you've done things correctly, which you kind of have to, you are the professor, is in a much, much better state. I don't know, I feel like people are way too harsh on the Blue Lion route, especially after doing Black Eagle, and I'm just kind of here to tell you, ease off a little bit on them. Remember, of all the houses, I think theirs might be one of the sadder tales. Don't get me wrong, Black Eagle had a lot of sad there too, but like, with some of these kids, man, oof. Dedue is probably the one who, like, caused me to be, like, the most chill off on Blue Lion. But that's all I kind of wanted to say in regards to the matter. Ultimately, the endings still leave it up enough for you to kind of play with how the characters go through with their lives. I personally would love to see a path where everyone is, like, realized they're being manipulated by those who slither in the dark, and they seek to stop them. That's what I would like to see. I'm also curious how the game ends when you A-rank Rhea, and you choose her as your romantic partner. But those are things that I'll be trying out on my own, off-screen and such. And who knows, when the DLC comes out, if it is truly another path, I might be revisiting this as a random, or as a little side piece. You know, no need to force you to watch through everything again. I just might get up to where the change happens and then be like, hey, guess what's happening? Anyway, skipping this, saving this. And don't get me wrong, I love the ending song for this game. I bought the full version of The Edge of Dawn, just to let y'all know that. Still a couple of songs left, but you know. Got that Black Eagle bit. Light and Shadow. Again, got the Golden Deer stuff there. Event gallery. Wait, is this an actual, like... yeah. Yeah, once Golden Deer's done, that pretty much kind of submits that all's... Well, basically the only point for playing the game will be, Wait, I just realized... Oh, the people I met in the Goddess Tower, that's right. Them's different. Anyway. I want to thank you all for watching and joining me on this journey. I did not expect that this would be the last episode. Again, the other route was a little longer, and I really did expect a little bit more. But I don't mind saving those who slither in the dark as either DLC or stories that you get to make up. As a writer, I do enjoy that a little bit, because then I get to pick how this happens. You know. And of course, I would imagine that the professor would want to honor those students that had to be, unfortunately, taken out in combat. So, to Ingrid, Gilbert, and all the others who unfortunately had to perish, I'm sorry, and hopefully, you know, you realize what we did was for the best. Anyway, that's all for Fire Emblem. Laters.